means a lot of things. It means a lot of eyeballs. You know, as you see here today, us talking about this event, this will be covered globally. From now until this event takes place here next year at MetLife, people will be talking about this. You know, millions and millions and millions. When you talk about our social media reach, the nearly 900 million social media followers, we'll be talking about this event. Just from that standpoint alone, it's massive. But then when you talk about a region like this and you talk about bringing in hundreds of millions of dollars of economic impact, it's meaningful. Especially in a time where every dollar counts, I think for every state and every region. WrestleMania is a massively meaningful financial windfall for a region. And then for our fan base, it means the experience of a lifetime to be able to come into New York, New Jersey area, experience all that this has to offer, everything that is here, while experiencing WrestleMania week. It's just a win for everyone. I do. You know, the Performance Center and our recruiting efforts have sort of changed that perception outside of our world anyway. I think there's been a lot of whether it be NFL players or soccer globally or anything else that have had a desire maybe to try to want to do this, but never had that pathway in front of them. The pathway is now there. I say it all the time. What I'm doing internationally with all these other markets is I'm trying to create pathways. I'm bringing our recruiting team there and trying to create an environment where if somebody says, man, I love that and I'd like to try to do that, there's a way for them to do that. Ronda took that path. That wasn't there before, and we created that path. She came to us. She approached us at probably about the same time we approached her, but the pathway was there. And I think now she will open a lot of eyeballs of athletes around the world to say, well, why can't I? You know? So I think the word male-dominated is changing, right? And I think that's the great thing. I have said it for me anyway, since the beginning of me kind of sort of getting involved with the development of talent and everything, and that's my world as an executive. I don't see the difference. I just see talent. It doesn't matter to me. Male, female, doesn't matter. Where they're from in the world doesn't matter. I just want the best. I want the best athletes, the most personality, people that fans are going to be captivated by their personalities and their personas and want to see them perform. And then knowing that as athletes, they'll be able to put on a show like nobody else can. That is the goal. So for me, I think it's phenomenal, but I'm happy that I feel like soon we'll be getting to a point where it's no longer a big deal, because it just is. It's not a male-dominated anything. It just is. It's WWE, and it's for everybody. I can tell you, and this is especially as an executive, there's a lot of times that we meet, whether it's potential sponsors, business partners, or anything, that aren't necessarily, they're aware of the product, they're aware of the reach, right? But maybe they've never been before, and they come. I see that a lot. I've seen that a lot in the last 5 or 6 years. I don't know of anybody that ever comes to, especially WrestleMania, comes to the event and doesn't leave and go, oh my God, that was the greatest spectacle I've ever seen. We're different than anything else. The grandeur of what we do, it's, you know, when you talk about the Olympics or something, there's a series of events, but they do this unbelievable opening ceremony, and then some Olympic events take place, or a massive opening, and then a soccer game happens, or whatever. With us, the spectacle and the grandeur takes place the entire event. Every bit of it is part of that, and it's this kind of attack on all your senses, so to speak, when you're there, man. The excitement, the energy, it's infectious, and it's hard not to become involved. And for me, I always feel like it's one of those things that you can go to where people can come from around the world people you've never met in your life, and you can sit in that crowd, and if you say, "Oh, I wonder what's this guy's deal? What's his storyline?" The person behind you will go, "Let me tell you what he does. His thing is this," and all of a sudden everybody comes together, and it's like a big giant 70,000 person family reunion of people you've never met before, just all having a great time together, and that to me is what's awesome about it. Without sounding like goofy cliched, it brings people together, and that's really cool.